Member Clyde?
Present.
Member Robles?
Thank you. We'll move on to our inspirational reading, and Mary Ellen Galvan is going to be pinch hitting for Jenny Brightigan. Thank you.
Good afternoon. As we honor the legacy of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, we are reminded that education is central to the work of justice. Dr. King believed education should not only build knowledge, but shape character, preparing young people to think critically, act with compassion, and contribute to the common good. What we decide here extends far beyond this organization. Our choices shape opportunity for students and move us closer to the type of community that Dr. King envisioned. This work requires sound judgment and strong leadership, with decisions focused on students and the communities we serve.
Very good. Very nice. Right, we're going to move on to our student representative report. Tara Cavazos. Just take your time.
So it is officially competition season at CTEC. Robotics kicked off on January 10th, and students are fully engaged in the design and build phase of their competition robot. The energy and focus in the lab reflects the dedication and teamwork required for a successful season. In addition, 74 students are preparing to participate in Skills USA regional competitions with events beginning January 23rd. Students will compete in a wide range of disciplines, including carpentry, welding, CAD machining, pin design, t-shirt design, urban search and rescue, sheet metal, and chapter display. This year, participations has increased by 50 students, demonstrating strong growth in student engagement and interest. We look forward to seeing the results of our students' hard work and commitment. CTEC held its first lottery for the 2006 to 2027 school year, and we are excited
always centering the well-being of students, staff, and the wider community. Colleagues regularly praise her strong ethical compass and her courage to challenge the status quo when it leads to better systems and more substantial support for schools. Jessica, you foster a positive, growth-oriented culture wherever you go, ensuring others feel valued, heard, and empowered to excel. Congratulations.
Jessica, this is so much fun to be able to celebrate you. By the way, we every month we honor someone. Seldom do we reference how frequently the colleagues have favorable and frankly lavish compliments about our student, our parent, our staff person of the month, and that comes through so clearly here. In fact, it reminds me of the fact that for those of you in the room, Jessica has been an executive coach for us for many years, but she's just recently joined our data team. And for many years, Joe Valero was the one-man team. We make data-driven decisions in this office, and he was all by himself. And we started to expand substantially how we're making data-driven decisions, and we determined that we needed a partner for him. And every time I speak with Joe about how things are going, his eyes are big because he's overwhelmed by how much Jessica has brought to the work that the two of you do together on behalf of all students and schools in Fresno County. Jessica, you are remarkable in a word. In one word, remarkable. And it touches my heart that before you joined Joe's team, that you were invaluable to some of our small school districts, where they have to do every role possible at the school site and become data technicians and statisticians and make decisions relative to how their students are doing with their limited resources. I know from personal experience that you are revered and respected, and that people rely very, very heavily on you to steer their students and their staff in the right direction. So from all of us, we're very, very grateful. Last, I would like to share again, Dr. Annie Sharp is here, Dr. Corey Greenlaw is here. We have an enormous amount of respect for you. The fact that you are carrying along with Joe this responsibility for Results Wednesdays, where we tell the world what's happening and why more people should be kind of helping celebrate what's happening for our students in our schools and how they too can help us build that capacity is really, really exciting. And then we've also tasked you and Joe with Fresno's Data Hub. That's going to change considerably how we do business in schools. It's just so exciting that you and Joe and your team are on the front lines of such important new work, and the fact that we have so much faith in you. So on behalf of all of us here at Team FCSS, thank you. I enjoyed watching your mom and your husband take all of those compliments in as if they hadn't heard all that before. It was really fun for me in this front row here. Again, on behalf of all of us, thank you and congratulations.
Well, now we get to take turns responding as well. So as board members, we like to share our thoughts.
Sure.
Member Burton, would you please start?
Yeah, I think about my own experience of crunching numbers and writing reports. And long ago, when I went to this crazy class in San Francisco to learn to write structured query language so I could write even weirder reports. And really enjoying the amount of data that's coming out that highlights, I'm going to call it probably the work that you did for such a long time as an executive leadership coach and helping districts, and then highlighting as districts have come out of the pandemic in Fresno County, and how Fresno County school districts, I'm sure with many of the assistants of staff here at the Fresno County Superintendent of Schools, have led the state, and I'll call it student recovery of knowledge, and how our students are leading and how they have achieved, and that student achievement, and that we're having this opportunity now to highlight that achievement, and that you're able to assist in that with students of Fresno County, of whether it's in rural schools, urban schools, or like Dr. Kofer said, in these small schools where You've got a superintendent who's the principal, who's the CFO, who's everything under the sun. They're also showing great gains in those very, very small school districts, showing great focus. But thank you for doing that and highlighting the great gains that we're making in Fresno County.
Jessica, what an honor it is to have you in our boardroom today. You are the orchestrator. And that is the person that handles everything, keeps it connected, all the little details. So if you haven't been told that before, you are. So you can add that to your resume. We thank you so much for your service. It's evident with everyone present that you're a leader and you continue to shine bright and lead us forward. I've been in school sites where it's limited staff and everyone's doing multiple titles and duties. And so we thank the family for your sacrifice and allowing her to be able to be her and do what she needs to do to be accomplished. And so we thank you for that.
Lester Robles?
Yes. So I actually have been noticing some of what's getting posted on. I'm mostly on Instagram. I think I see most of the stuff that goes up. But yes, and it's information that is so helpful, to really inform our communities of the work that the superintendent's office is doing. I think those of us who didn't follow the meetings before being on the board, especially, like our normal communities, may not know exactly what the superintendent of schools does, right? And so your job is so important to make sure we highlight the successes and even the needs of our community, right? Because we can see even in data where those gaps are. Where should we be investing our dollars? And we deal with such a huge budget that we need to communicate with our community why it's intentional that we invest those dollars in those specific programs. And so thank you for what you do, and just know that your job is so important to the work that we're doing here, and the decisions that we're making as well for our students. So thank you so much for everything.
Mr. Clyde?
Yeah, Trustee, Jessica, it's a unique person that can take a seemingly data-loaded, complex, oh my God, what do I do with this type of, and put it out in a clear, concise fashion to where everybody can understand it. That allows you to isolate the focus for your objective, and it gives everybody a roadmap to succeed. That's key. Without it, it's just chaos. And to do that with West Side communities and also with urban populations, two totally different things, but they do have one goal, common goal, and that's to be better. And you being able to facilitate that through pinpoint data, obvious targets, reflects on the test scores, because you're putting your effort, having staff put their effort in the right places. That's crucial. That's what makes this work. So we thank you.
I just want to highlight some of the words that jumped out at me in the description that your colleagues had of you, and that was a trusted collaborator. I mean, those are two separate concepts, but working together, which is pretty remarkable, and a go-getter. And it's like, if we don't need go-getters, then I don't know what. And I'm sure that we've got some other go-getters in the room that we'll be celebrating in just a few minutes. But thank you, Jessica, for your role, along with your team, because I know there's a lot of your team members here with you. Thank you to your husband and your mom. And I heard your dad's not feeling well today, but we'll say hello to him as he's watching online. But thank you for being a role model for both our FCSS team as well as the district teams that you have had the opportunity to work with. So thank you so much. Now we get to hear from you.
Thank you. It is truly an honor to have been selected as employee.
It's okay. You're doing great. You're doing great.
I feel blessed to work for such an incredible organization alongside such talented, passionate, and intentional individuals who truly have a heart. I am deeply grateful to my colleagues. Working with you has pushed me to grow and be better each day. And my directors, both past and present, Mark Archon, Jason Horstman, and Joe Valero, thank you for your leadership and support. I also want to give a special thank you to Annie Sharp and Heather Coleman. You have had such an important impact on my education journey. I'm so grateful. To my parents, my mom and dad, Robert and Sylvia Pena, thank you for your love and encouragement. And mom and dad, thank you for your constant prayers. My mother-in-law, who's not here, but also, and my mom, thank you for caring for our beautiful girl, Sienna. Knowing she is safe and loved allows me to be fully present in my work. And to my greatest supporter, my husband, Gary. Thank you for your unwavering support, encouragement, prayers, and love. You and Sienna are my greatest blessings, and I'm so grateful to be beside you. So thank you again. I am truly honored to be a part of Team FCSS.
So now,
That was beautiful, just beautiful. All right, so different, how do you want?
yeah, can we move the podium?
Or we can adjust.
Dropping guys right here.
Hey, ready? Acknowledge. Joe, you ready? Okay. All right, ready.
1, 2, beautiful. Congratulations.
Jessica, we'd all like to shake your hand, please. Will you start at this end?
Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations. So proud of you. And thank you to the helpers. We really appreciate that. So we're moving on to our superintendent superstar for January 2026. And Ms. Burrell, please.
It is our absolute honor to recognize our January 2026 Superintendent Superstars, the Clovis Unified School District National Champion Meat Evaluation and Technology Team.
Yay.
This team achieved an extraordinary and historic accomplishment this year by being named the overall national champions at the 2025 National FFA Career Development Finals. Representing the state of California at Purdue University, the team faced off against 42 top-ranking teams from across the nation and emerged best in country. I think.
Wow.
This exceptional team is composed of 4 outstanding students. Ayla Diaz, a senior at Clovis High School. Kenny Diaz, a sophomore at Clovis East. Faith Cullip, a senior at Clovis East. And Chris Lane, a 2025 graduate of Clovis East. Together, these members dedicated countless hours to preparing for the national competition, practicing 6 days a week since June to master the rigorous components of the meat evaluation contest. Their competition required a deep understanding of the meat industry, including evaluating beef, pork, lamb, and processed meat products, ranking carcasses and wholesale cuts, identifying retail cuts based on quality and workmanship, and demonstrating comprehensive knowledge of meat history, food safety, nutrition, and federal USDA and FDA regulations. Their disciplined preparation and commitment to excellence were evident throughout the event. Individually, each team member earned national recognition for their performance. Kayla Diaz was named the first high individual in the nation. Kenny Diaz placed as the second high individual. Faith Cullip earned 4th high individual, and Chris Lane placed 13th.
Bravo.
Their combined excellence secured the prestigious national champion team title, marking the 12th National Meat Evaluation Championship in Clovis Unified's history and the first since 2010. The team was honored on stage before tens of thousands at Lucas Oil Stadium during the National FFA Convention and Expo, where they received medals, a national plaque, and $1,000 scholarships each.
Nice.
Their achievement stands as a testament to their perseverance, character, and commitment to excellence, and it reinforces Clovis Unified's long-standing tradition of agricultural leadership. Congratulations.
So I'll start, and then we'll have a chance to hear from all of our board. For those of you in the audience, I don't know if you're aware that I get to spend about 30 minutes with our students just to kind of understand what makes them tick, what their inspiration was, a little bit about the struggle and the persistence and perseverance involved in their accomplishment. And I always like to remind folks that we have 206,425 students in Fresno County's 31 school districts, 29 charter schools, and 11 faith-based schools. And here we are with 4 really extraordinary, historically recognized students. So this is my favorite part of the month. And I would be remiss if I didn't start with a fun quote. Pork, beef, lamb, oh my. Honestly, you are going to have so much fun talking about this accomplishment to the average folk on the street. One of you, I think it was Kayla said, or actually it was Faith, I think, that said, I sometimes have to tell my friends when I'm studying 5 hours a day that no, I can't go out to play today or hang out with you or go to the movies because I'm going to go stand in a meat cooler at Walmart and evaluate various aspects of meat. Again, pretty interesting stuff there. So I'm always happy to recognize the adults that inspire our young people. Affectionately called Knight, I picked up, is a veteran ag teacher who is devoted to our students, has taught classes like animal science, made it so fun that kids come back to hang out after class and join teams and spend hours and hours and hours preparing, working with a strong ethic and a persistence and a perseverance to represent their school, their district, and us as a county at levels of extraordinary excellence. We're very, very proud of you as individuals and really, really impressed with your work as a team. So I could say many things, but I definitely would like to say that what you are perpetuating and building on has been set by a legendary ag leader, Ken Diaz, who isn't here with us because he's probably enjoying a little well-deserved R&R. But I hope he knows that that he created a foundation that is going to sort of pay it forward for many, many years to come. And the fact that 2 of the 4 of you are related to him is just very, very special. And we want to honor what he built and what he nurtured over the years. Again, so proud to have you represented, and thank you for standing on that awesome stage in Indiana, being recognized by the national FFA group, and recognizing that each and every one of you have the potential to go on and be world leaders from your experiences at this place and at this time. So congratulations.
So we'll follow a similar pattern, and I'll make comments, and then if any of you would like to comment, you're welcome to do that too. Dr. Clyde, would you please begin?
Sure. As a commercial beef operator, I can tell you kids are coming right at the perfect time, because there's a huge influx, and I can tell you directly that Trump ordered the Secretary of Ag, Rollins, to find ways to increase the nation's protein supply domestically, so we don't have to rely on imports. And you kids there's going to be tons of doors opening for it. I'm talking about the last 2 months. this came about. I don't know if you're aware of all this, but opportunities for ranching, opportunities for different farms, and it's exploding because the point is the average age of the farmer and rancher is so darn old. They want to get kids into it, and so I can see big opportunities for you at whatever level you choose. So just keep it up, and I know, Kenny, you're the baby of the group, right? Yeah, but I see big opportunities for you. And actually, whenever you chat, could you let us know what your plans are? One's already graduated, so where do you go to school?
I'm currently attending post-commute, sir.
Okay, good. And but anyway, well, you can do that when you chat. But I'm really excited about the ag industry for the future. I really do think that you can just pick a slot and pick a lane and go for it. So good luck to you all.
I just want to congratulate you guys for representing the Central Valley well. I think, we are oftentimes underestimated, but I know that I think when we think ag, we're always thinking about produce and just the endless fields of oranges and all of that. And we tend to forget the meat part of ag, right? And that it's so important. And the fact that we have Fresno State in our backyard that's, pushing out amazing students in the ag industry, says a lot about our Central Valley. And so you guys are representing us well, and I hope you're also mentoring those behind you to make sure, that they're able to represent well as well, and that it's not another 15 years before this championship is won again. So congratulations again.
I always think about when I visit other places and people ask me, you're from California, and they think about how close to the beach I live. And I say, not close to the beach at all. I live in the middle of farms, and they don't think California has farms. And then I say, Fresno, Clovis, and they say, where? And I have to remind everyone that Fresno, Clovis is a farming community. And thank you for reminding people that California is the farming center of the United States. And it doesn't matter what commodity it is, we dominate it. And it doesn't matter what aspect it is. What an accomplishment. And thank you, Clovis Unified and the staff that are here from that. I don't know if I want to say Dr. Thomas and Dr. Isley.
Yes.
Who that I know, and the support that we've continued in agriculture there in Clovis Unified, and continuing to represent that community that's there, and the tremendous effort that you guys have done as students. I think of most people drive down the road and they go brown cow, black cow, spotted cow, goat. Maybe that's a lamb. I don't know what that is. That one has a painted number on the side. Why? They really don't know. They don't know. They just go cow. It says moo. But taking that time to really understand what butchers are doing and why that changes the cut and how people raise animals changes the quality of beef and why that makes a difference and why grading is important in those items and how that has an impact on our food supply and how that reflects on food safety and the entire chain and safety of our entire nation. It's such a vital impact of an item that you guys have dedicated yourselves to. Thank you for that, and thank you for the representation that you've done to us here in the Central Valley and brought that prominence of this is the agricultural driver of the United States, the Central Valley of California. Thank you.
Wow, what a wonder it is to have such beautiful youth in our boardroom today. You are accomplished, you're smart, you're thinking outside of the box. I always say I'm 10 steps ahead, I'll travel, no pivot. That's where you are, because you're thinking forward and how important it is to learn the caveats of evaluating meat. I like the part of knowing the proper cut. I'm a filet mignon myself, medium. But it's just impressive, so impressive. When we heard you all were coming, we got so excited that we had 4 outstanding students coming that are representing the Central Valley, San Joaquin Valley, with such excellence, such dignity, and such honor. And we thank you for that. You know, we are the breadbasket of the world. We are. And we have to look forward to make sure that our supplies continue to be safe. So we thank you for that prestigious championship. But of course, what else would we expect from you? You're outstanding. I'm just so impressed with you all. And then now we have siblings. I just heard that. Oh boy, that must be fun. And your sister's the eldest. That must be fun. But how wonderful that you're able to share that together as siblings, carry it forward into the community, your role models. Just so proud, so impressive. Let's see, did I get it up? Yes, 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 yes. You all, team of 4, the dynamic 4, the magnificent 4. I don't know what you're going to name yourselves, but you're well deserving of it. And thank you so much for taking the time to learn all the caveats. And I mean, we can go on and on and on. You're talking about meat, and we got a farmer down here. But thank you so much for everything that you do for us, and continue to be excellent role models for our constituents and our students and peers on campus. Continue to shine with excellence and your bright lights. You are all diamonds. And thank you for what you do for Fresno County.
Well, there's a lot that's been said, and I don't know how much more there could be said, but I'll just share a little personal tidbit. I was kind of the other end of what you're doing. When I grew up, I was in 4-H, not FFA, and I specialize in dairy foods, not just dairy. But so, we need the milk and we need the meat, right? And as a consumer, I've always been saying, why is the butt not the butt? It's like, how much marbling do we really need, right, in our meat cut? But you guys know the answer to that. One of the things that stood out to me was that you are coming from different schools. And I mean, that's teamwork. That's really teamwork. And, and kudos to you, because many times, people will be adversaries because they're from different schools, but thank goodness that you have the ability to work together and that you have the support to do that. A national championship, I mean, you knocked them out of the water. I mean, when you're first, second, and fourth, there's no other team. I mean, it doesn't probably, the other person could have been 99 and you still would have won, right? Because you had such high scores. But I'm expecting to hear great things about you and from you in the future. So thank you for having a passion and an interest and dedicating your lives, really, with all that studying that went into getting to the level of achievement that you have. I know that takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and we're so proud of you as representatives of our county. So thank you so much.
I know their parents are.
Sure. So, yeah, please share.
Hi, I'm Kayla. I'm just going to take a minute to thank a few people, and then my teammates are going to come up and say a few words. First, I want to say thank you to all of you guys for having us here today, and thank you for all the kind words that you shared. Let's see, before I thank anybody individually, I'd like to thank our chapter, because it is such a privilege to have a chapter that we're so proud to represent and that we so passionately want to make proud. I want to thank Mrs. Knight, who was our coach. She taught us everything we know from day one.
Which one is Mrs. Knight?
Right here.
All right. Thank you.
And she is so passionate about being her students' biggest advocate. And it is just absolutely so special to me to have her by my side teaching me every step of the way. I'd like to thank Dr. Isley, who's our principal. He was with us during the national competition, and he was there supporting us. Thank you so much for all the support you've given us. I'd like to thank my teammates. It was amazing to have teammates that are alongside me. I would never be able to do it alone. And then I'd like to thank my grandpa, who's actually not here right now, but I'd like to thank him for being with us and spending so many hours studying with us and supporting us, giving us words of encouragement as well.
Wow, it's beautiful.
In addition to having a bunch of great, very supportive leaders, I'm also very thankful for my team.
I've worked with a lot of people, and no one has really made me feel the way that this group of three has. These are people that have really pushed me to work my hardest and do my best, and supported me through every every win, every loss, and have actually made studying for hours fun, which is pretty hard to do. So I couldn't have done it without these people. They're not only my teammates, they're my family.
I'm Kenny Diaz, and I want to share with you guys what this whole thing means to me. You know, it takes a lot to be good at something, but to be great at something like these folks have, it means a lot, you know, to have a family like Faith said, and to have great support like Kayla said, and just the skills that we develop from this, learning hard work, learning perseverance, learning how to multitask, learning stuff even as a consumer, learning things about products, learning things about even when you're at the grocery store, picking out meat and stuff. It's just a whole experience that you wouldn't guess that you would learn that much. But when you actually get into it and you start doing it, it becomes a passion and a hobby and a lifestyle. And I just want to say thank you to you guys as well for having us here. It's truly an honor to be honored by you guys.
Thank you.
So, my name is Christopher. I am our returning 4-year. I am very, very proud of it. For the most part, for me, I feel a very deep sense of pride in everything, and pride in the Valley, pride in California, and I feel very, very happy about all of us feeling like a very huge family. And when I started this all off, I felt like I had nothing. I didn't know who I was. I had a huge story I could make, feel right down. You know, compete in this team, to create that family, I was able to make a name for myself, make a legend for myself. Yeah. I know that every person, every student can make that same choices, and they can follow the same footsteps, create their own legend. And I just want to say thank you very much for offering me the opportunity in the very beginning. And thank you all for allowing us to come.
Thank you, Ron.
Just before we get started here, could you let us know what your future plans are? I know you're going over to close meeting. What educationally?
So I'm currently over at Close Community. My plan is to take general education to actually enlist as a pilot, U.S. Air Force, sir. My own kind of restaurant, be able to go back to my roots, offer beats.
Good. Very good. What's your future? You're a sophomore, so you're not sure. Two ladies. Go ahead. If you'd like to, by all means. Where do you go to school?
I'm planning on judging again in college, because they offer that in college as well. You can only judge 1 year, but I think it'll be fun. And, you know, just another chance to get that same experience.
Nice.
Starting in the fall, I'm going to a 4-year college to major in video production and minoring in nutrition science.
Nice.
Right. When I graduate, I'll do 2 years of community college, and I'll move over to Fresno State, and I'll do early education because I want to be a nurse.
Did everybody notice that? I can tell you, not a single one of them had a note. They all free-handed this thing.
And are your parents here? No, you're all here without passing. Well, very proud we are of you, and thank them for their self-sacrifice pouring into you, because it's evident your parents are stellar as you. And to the staff and principals and all of the staff that has assisted this fantastic team, we thank you for your dedication and your service.
And the ability to public speak is huge. Mm-hmm. That you can be able to do that with ease and confidence, that will get you far. And that's also a tribute not only to the quality of the kids, but the quality of the program, FFA and 4-H. They pushed that. And here's the result. Thank you.
Time for a photo, and then we will congratulate the students, and there we go.
I think Dr. Matsumoto was planning how to
Take their name tags off.
and then
Take your name tags off.
Name tags off.
Then we have just culminating everything.
And you're behind the two talks. Right. You want me to come on? Sure. Marcy, hey,
See if something.
I think the big risk tables. These are two charts.
One, two, and three. Lovely. All right. Next.
Okay, educators can join us. Dr. Thomas, thank you for joining us. Dr. Ivory, Mrs. Knight.
Okay, ready? One, two, and three. Perfect.
Ethan, don't go anywhere, because our very good friend, Maddie Twain, who just incidentally happens to be a farmer, sort of, right? Okay, so, and he was so inspired by young people like you, that he makes available to you. Each of you will receive a certificate and a check and the coolest polo ever. I'm gonna hold on to this for you because it's a lot of loot. Mr. Twain has made available $500 to be shared by the four of you. And so we want to make sure we have a moment. Mr. Twain is going to be right here. He's young people. I'll put this here. All right, ready? One, two, three. Beautiful. Congratulations.
I didn't know there's four of you, but each one gets five. I'm really impressed.
Yes. Aren't they impressive?
Well, this is really most impressive.
Yes, aren't they?
Keep up the good work. For me, what you're doing and all, it's totally overwhelmed. It's great. So I don't know how you get the money, but.
All right. That's nice. Thank you.
Mr. McCoy is good for
He's
this.
yes. You shake hands. Yes. And then you do like the section. So thank you. Good job.
Jennifer.
Success. So please join us outside for refreshments. It sounds right. Back to order. The next item of business is community input, which is separate from our public hearing, just you're wondering if for our guests. The public may address the board pursuant to established procedures. No action shall be taken pursuant to California Government Code Section 54954.3. Individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the Fresno County Board of Education per Board Bylaw 9323. Are there any speakers here for community input? Yeah. Separate from our Kepler hearing. Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to our public hearing. It is now 2:27. And item H1, the public hearing regarding the charter renewal petition of Kepler Neighborhood School is now called to order. Fresno County Board of Education considers each charter petition seriously and in accordance with applicable laws. The purpose of this public hearing is for the board to receive public testimony regarding the Kepler Neighborhood School renewal charter petition. The testimony is intended to provide the board with information regarding the level of support for the petition. The board shall consider, did I read that right? Yeah. The board shall consider the level of support for the petition by teachers, other employees, and parents or guardians of the charter school and of the school district where the charter school petitioner proposes to operate or has operated. The purpose of this public hearing is for the board to receive comments from the public for the board to consider. It is not the practice of the board to respond to questions or comments during the public hearing. If any member of the public who wishes to speak during this public hearing but has not completed and submitted a speaker's card, please do so at this time. I have a stack of cards here already. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. For clarity of the record, speakers are asked to identify themselves. If a previous speaker has already presented the speaker's viewpoint, the speaker is asked to state his or her agreement with the previous speaker. Dr. Jeff Hunt will provide the background, and then the public may address the board. Dr. Hunt, please.
Good afternoon, President Dr. Masamoto, trustees, Superintendent Cofer, and cabinet. Item H1 is a public hearing for the charter renewal petition for Kepler Neighborhood Charter School, submitted by Superintendent Ricky Dillon. The Kepler renewal petition was submitted December 1st, 2025. The renewal petition is for Kepler to continue operations as a county board authorized charter for a 5-year term beginning July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2031. The lead petitioner is Superintendent Ricky Dillon. Each member of the county board has received a copy of the charter petition. The renewal petition is currently under review by the Fresno County Superintendent of Schools Charter Review Committee. A comprehensive committee report with recommendations will be completed and delivered to the board prior to the February 4th public release and the February 19th Fresno County Board of Education board meeting. Superintendent Dillon and others are present today and will share with the board. For our technology, first we can cue our slide deck.
Slide deck.
I'm hearing I am every woman laying in my hands.
Thank you, Dr. Diane Lara, deputies, for humbly stepping up to help us out.
Invaluable.
There we go.
So I just remind the board members that you may ask clarifying questions, but this is not the time to debate the charter petition. Thank you. Superintendent Ricky Dillon.
Good afternoon, President, trustees, Dr. Cofer, and the executive team. I'm here to present on behalf of Kepler, and you all are familiar with our survival stability story. So we're just going to take you back and share our wins and tell you what our plans are for the next 5 years. Okay. Mr. Fig, who's our principal, and I are sharing presentation. So we will be staying in the time limit of the meeting. Before we begin, I'd like to personally thank the FCSS team, the board for trusting us, and also our board and our families and children for trusting us with the mission that we have. that we said we are going to do when their kids come to Kepler. Um, so stable leadership equals stable results. Our leadership is stable, present, purposeful. We are making progress daily. We are consistent. Most of our members, team members from my staff, has been with us. This stability shows our stable scores, results, and our mission that we have for our children and families. So we wanted to focus on a little bit on the subgroups for the English learners. I wanted to say that we have about 16 students. Total, we have 315 students enrolled at Kepler currently. And out of that, 16 students are in the EL program, and 50% are reclassified at level 3, which is 50% and more. And 2 are reclassified at level 4, which is the highest level for EL. We are graduating kids every year from the EL program, making sure that ensuring their needs are met. Same goes with our students with disabilities. Our ELA math performance moved to 21 points from year to year. Our African American students' ELA math performance has also moved positively throughout the years. We wanted to mention this because most of our population is socioeconomic disadvantage. We serve about 76% kids who come from diverse backgrounds. So then this is our mission. We have 4 C's: community, character, creativity, and curiosity. Our suspension rate is green. We are at 1.05% with our scores. So we would like to go blue, but we're green. We've shifted from punitive to restorative culture, and one of our 4 C's speaks about taking responsibility and accountability. Our students are here today, and they will be speaking to you in a minute. You'll get to see that reflecting in their when they discuss their views about our school. And again, all of our students are thriving, and we wanted to thank you all. So I'm going to give it to Mr. Fake.
Wow.
Davian Figueroa.
You were getting. Thank you, Dr. Masamoto, Dr. Kemper, trustees, and the cabinet. I'm gonna really character suspensions are in the green, and I can assure you, I'm gonna move on to the next slide, but they will be in the blue this year for next year on the dashboard. Okay, curiosity, academic momentum. We have an 11% reduction in chronic absenteeism. So we're in the yellow there. We have reduced daily absences to just an average of just 28 kids, 28 students. And that represents our academic momentum there. Sorry, let me go back to this slide. I feel like I missed this slide. I wanted to talk about curiosity, academic momentum, our ELA success, science, math, and ELA. We are in the yellow. We are progressing. We're moving forward with that. We have closed the DFS for science and math and ELA, or specifically math and ELA. And the DFS has closed. We've increased 14.7 points for English and 3.5 points for math. %, reduction in chronic absenteeism, creativity, the play yard in our future. We are building our own play yard across the street. it's got an amazing design already. With input from all of our community on the design as well. It's going to be a game changer, and it's really a beautiful design, and really now complete us and as a school and provide that whole child experience. Yeah, so looking ahead, we are still owning areas for growth. The truth is, we are not in blue and green across the dashboard yet, but we are demonstrating clear and upward trajectory in yellow, constantly moving upwards, and chronic absenteeism is down. I'm really proud of our reduction in the suspension rate. And once again, for next year on the dashboard, it will be currently in where we're at right now here. In conclusion, did you want to? We are a neighborhood school with a global vision. Thank you for believing in the common spirit. And thank you.
Perfect timing. Our next speaker is John Dolan, Board Chair.
Well, good afternoon, Board. Thank you for allowing me to speak to you on behalf of Kepler's application for renewal of their charter. I think that Ricky and Mr. Fig have spoken about the magic of what Kepler is doing and the great momentum that we have. And I would just like to, as the board chair, speak to the magic behind the magic, if you will. So I think how the accomplishment has been done, that is, we've seen at Kepler, is through leadership. When I came on this board, there was quite a bit of chaos with the leadership level of Kepler. And I have seen that, we have seen that as a stabilize. We've seen that really grow and evolve and get better and better. And we have a stable, terrific team that is leading the school at this point, and it makes all the difference. In addition to that, I think the commitment to community goes beyond the school community itself, but really speaks vibrantly to the downtown. And to me, that's a big deal. Mr. Fig talked about the play yard that we are creating. That is not only going to be a great facility for the kids, for expanding our athletic endeavors, but it's also an incredible opportunity to make a statement in downtown, to have a colorful, beautifully designed sports facility, and that we can work with the community on access if that's possible. But more to the point, it speaks to our permanence downtown and our statement about that. And then the last thing that I want to talk to you about that is behind all of these accomplishments that we've seen is the sense of culture that's being built at Kepler amongst the student body, amongst the staff, and again, with the leadership. It is not easy to do. I'm not an educator. I'm very proud to say that there's a number of really qualified educators on the board. I'm a nonprofit executive, and I can tell you how important building culture is to any nonprofit and with anything that we're trying to accomplish. And I've seen Kepler lean into this. I've seen them build from the ground up. I've seen retention of staff improve. I've seen student ratings improve. And I'm telling you that this is an incredibly dynamic school that's got a very bright future, and I appreciate your attendance to this matter. Thank you.
Next is Jeffy Hickman, Vice President of the board, I assume. Right? Thank you.
Jeffy Hickman. I am the vice chair for the Kepler Neighborhood School Board. I just want to share a couple of things about the board and our support of Kepler. One thing that we are also very proud of is that our board and our finances for Kepler are fiscally sound. There's no audit findings and have not had any audit findings. We have a generous cash flow on hand as well. And we have some strong efforts to pay for this schoolyard that has been mentioned. Our facilities are constantly being upgraded. This year, we were able to approve the purchase of new technology for all of the staff members, as well as for students working on the play yard, and they are doing a lot with only a little bit of space, right? It's a contained area there. As Mr. Dolan mentioned, the relationships with the community, every month there are activities with the community, especially the downtown Fresno community, including winter zoo camp for students, reading buddies with the younger students, participation in the downtown Fresno Holiday Parade, Long New Year, many more activities that Kepler is involved in. And of course, we mentioned our academic improvement in all areas. Every part of the dashboard category improved. There are no red or orange categories, which are the lowest ones. There's none of those, and working on the state goal of being in the green or blue in all of the categories. Absenteeism has also decreased over 11%, and that's huge efforts by the school to do that. And then lastly, the leadership and staff of the school with our superintendent, Ricky Dillon, and principal, Mr. Figueroa. They have provided positive leadership for the staff and the teachers too that are there working every day with the students at Kepler. But lastly, I just want to mention that this is not just a school located in downtown Fresno. They are part of downtown Fresno. I'm very proud to be affiliated.
Thank you. Next, we have student Diamond.
Hi, Diamond. Welcome.
In football, track, and soccer. I think it's been amazing. It makes me realize that there's no limit to what I can do. And we don't just do worksheets during class time, we also do projects that help us think. I feel like my teachers are always trying to push me to be the best version of myself every day. I also love that in our math and science classes, we can actually see the growth in ourselves compared to last year. And yes, last year may have been hard, but this year I can really see my scores going. I think it's because of the extra help we get during intervention time. I personally feel ready for 7th grade.
Bravo. Next is student Amreen.
Hi everyone, my name is Emery and I'm a 6th grader. As a 6th grader, I've seen Kepler change a lot. And seeing the playground being built across the street is just so exciting for us. It's more than just a place to play soccer or basketball. It shows that our school is growing and investing in us, and see that this is our space. In the 4 C's, creativity is my favorite, whether it's in our art classrooms or just solving problems in our classroom. Kepler lets us be ourselves. Being a student leader here has taught me that my voice matters. We aren't just names on a list. We are the ones building the culture for the ones that will come after us.
Thank you. And next we have Vanessa, also a student.
And every morning we start with where we actually talk to each other. I feel like I belong and motivated. And I've learned that having character and taking responsibility and just gives me space to do that.
Thank you. And also student Michael.
My name is Marco Contreras. I'm from the 7th grade, and this is my first year here at Kepler. And my experience here has been amazing because of Mr. Fig has been helping me out with math and reading. So all in all, everything at Kepler has been going great because of Mr. Fig.
Thank you. I'd be blushing. Our next speaker is a parent, Ashley Bybee.
Hello, board members. My name is Ashley Bybee. I am the parent of a 3rd grader at Kepler. This is our 2nd year at Kepler after we did pre-K, kinder, and 1st grade at our neighborhood Fresno Unified School. And it just wasn't the right fit for my child who has ADHD and autism. And after hearing about Kepler from friends, we decided we'd give it a try last year. And it has been amazing so far at the school. My child is excelling. We are seeing differences in how he learns, how he communicates, how he self-regulates. the friendships he's made, and the amount of engagement with the staff. His test scores have improved that we've seen, and not because my child wasn't intelligent before, but because he's given the opportunities at Kepler to take the tests that way he needs to, and the assistance and guidance that guiding he gets from the staff. I've even seen the improvement in his handwriting. He has better handwriting than his dad. And that just shows the amount of hands-on work they're doing in the classrooms. And we have also participated, my child and I, in the schools had their Halloween fair. They did a tree planting ceremony in which there was one tree that we all watched them plant. And we have gone to a lot of events with the school where my child gets to be engaged and be involved with what he's doing outside of it just being a building that he drives across town to learn. And since we've been here, we have also brought our nephew to the school, and everyone who asks us about our experience at Kepler, we have nothing but good things to say. And my child learns new things every day and comes home happy every day, and I can't wait for him to spend the next 5 years there.
Thank you. And our last speaker, Kathleen Pearsall, also a parent. You can move.
I talk out.
No, it's fine.
But we'll move them. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
See everybody.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. Thank you.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. So I am mom to a fifth grader at Kepler. This is our first year there. And after having some experiences since kindergarten at a closed unified school, he just wasn't fitting into that box needed to really be successful in his elementary school. And so we tried some online, teach my own kid at home. And then we found Kepler. And so he's been there this year. It's been such a different situation for him now. He is cared for, he feels safe, his individuality is celebrated. And that is just something that has made him finally feel like he can thrive in school. For me personally, as a mom, it's given me a lot of peace of mind that I have not had until now. It's been life-changing for our family, and I really just truly can't wait to see how he continues to grow. I'm so glad that he can be there now for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. That's really special for me that we don't have to change things again and give him more inconsistency. But I'm really excited to see how he grows and matures. And I know that the staff, the teachers, everyone there will be the people that he needs to help mold him, aside from myself, to help mold him when he's young. I just really trust everyone, and I'm thankful that we made this choice and this decision, and I'm thankful that they invited me here today to talk about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any clarifying questions from the board at this point? Okay.
Well, not with 700 and something pages of.
778.
Thank you so much. Okay, it is now 2:49, and the public hearing is closed. We'll now take a short 5-minute recess. So if you'd like to exit, you may do
If you'd
that
like
now.
to bail, you can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very
Okay, we will resume. And moving on to item I, reports and information about charter schools. Dr. Hunt, we'd like to hear from you, our presentation on school board annual update for Edison Bethune Charter Academy.
So good afternoon again, President Dr. Masamoto, trustees again, Dr. Coper again, and cabinet again.
We like having you here.
Being here.
Thank you. We've missed you.
As a board, along with the FCSS team, we continue to be state leaders in charter authorizing. Today continues a series of charter school annual updates where you will hear from charter school leaders as well as receive a brief report describing charter school enrollment, student outcomes, and fiscal information composed by FCSS team members. The Edison Bethune Charter Academy board report that you have includes enrollment trends over the past 5 years, 4 years of California dashboard outcomes in English language arts, mathematics, chronic absenteeism, suspensions, and English learner progress. Some highlights from the report that you have in front of you include, but may not be limited to, Edison Bethune charter students have demonstrated improvements in English language arts, school-wide, and for all student groups except English learners, that's noted on page 4. Mathematics, school-wide, and for all student groups except English learners and students with disabilities. Edison Bethune's 2025 math outcomes school-wide are 3.5 points below the state average, but student group outcomes are 25 to 30 points above the state for African American, English learner, Hispanic, and socioeconomically disadvantaged student groups. So they're showing, their student groups are showing exceptional, especially those historically high need student groups are showing exceptional outcomes when compared to the state average. Edison Bethune's chronic absenteeism rates school-wide and for student groups have improved by 25 to 30 percentage points from 2022 to 2025. So they're decreased chronic absenteeism. Suspension rates have improved school-wide and at the student group level significantly, including a 5-year rate for students with disabilities that went from 11.50 in 2022 to 0% in 2025. And the African American student group that went from 11.10% in 2022 to 0.9% in 2025. The English language progress indicator on page 6 of that report was very high, which is the blue dashboard category in 2025, a reflection of student progress on the English learner proficiency assessment. And finally, Edison Bethune maintains a healthy fiscal outlook in spite of declining enrollment. Areas of improvement that stand out in the report that you have, enrollment has trended down over 5 years. If you notice that on page 2, there's a downward trend. The Edison Bethune chronic absenteeism rate, which sits at 21.2%, although they've had significant improvement, that rate still sits above the state average, which is 17.1%. And then another growth area is English learner student outcomes and ELA and math. That growth is the growth that we saw in some of the other student groups. We have not seen as great a growth in with English learners in ELA and math. One important note about the board report that you have, student groups with dashboard colors represent students who tested but have between 11 and 29 students. So if there's a student group that you heard me talk about, but they're not reflected in the table, it's because they have less than the requisite amount of students. This small number can create wide ranges in average outcomes, and thus the state doesn't assign them a color for accountability purposes. Now we will hear from Principal Superintendent Rodolfo Garcia and the team from Edison Bethune.
Thank you.
See, leading the change. That's who we are. President Matsumoto. And the rest of the board, executive, Mr. Poker, a good friend of mine. You know, it's a privilege to be here in front of you guys. One, because this is my third time I'm bringing the charter renewal up for at Simbato. Some of you guys weren't here. This hair was actually a different color. I've been using the gray to try to get it gray, but
You still have it. Quit bragging.
that's good. So, you know, we didn't do this piece, or just become acquainted with you guys, and you guys know a little bit about us. And I think that's really key, especially this next year will be coming up, just like Kepler did with their charter renewal petition. A little bit about Edison Bethune. You know, you can notice my name is spelled Carl, not R-U. I don't know what's spelled wrong. You might want to correct that. My mom told me my name was Rodolfo.
That's right.
It's a powerful name. So be proud of it, and I am. And I have Carl with me. Carl's my curriculum instruction coordinator, and he does everything else I don't want to do. And Susan's the reason why we have our healthy reserve. She's a CBO there and doesn't let us spend any money. Well, she lets us spend some money, but very tightly. And she was my first hire when I came aboard. This is my 15th year now at Edison Bethune. When I first got there, they told me that I looked at all the principals before me, and it was one principal 1 year, 1 year, 2 years, 1 year, 2 years. Like, I guess I'm only up here for 2 years, and I'm here for 15 years. So for me, this is where I want to finish my time. I don't know how much time I have left. My wife doesn't let me stay home. So our mission and vision statement, you know, it's there for you to read. But I have the vision. These guys are my mission. They help me accomplish things. And in a leadership role, as all you guys have been in a leadership role, know that sometimes the leader we lead from up front. Sometimes we're guides in the back. And sometimes we're just alongside. But I don't do this alone with them. And I've been lucky to have great staff, teachers, community, you know, our students. It's been a place where you don't want to leave once you're there. And it speaks for itself. Carl's, how many years, Carl? 17? 23 years. 23 years. And then in the classroom, I brought him out of the classroom. 12 years. Plus 10. And so I had 10 years in adult. And Susan worked for an audit firm before, and that's why she's really tight with the money. But it's helped us keep a health reserve, because you do stay that reserve for a rainy day. And it's been raining. After the downfall of COVID, it rained. And, you know, we've lost a lot of kids. I don't call it a struggle, because struggle looks like it's something between you, you're dragging. I look at it as a goal. It's in front of you, you're trying to achieve it. And that's what I feel like we need to continue to work on, and is making sure our students, they left for a lot of reasons. They're not leaving for one reason. And you know where we're at by Chandler Airport. And there's no open land there to grow more housing. And they're leaving to other districts that are growing, you know, up north. Some, you know, simple as gas. We had a lot of kids coming from different areas, from Kerman, from Clovis. We still have some from Clovis, but then the gas prices went up and they couldn't afford to bring their kids anymore. So there's a lot of reasons. There's not just one reason. There are multiple factors that will lead into that. You know, but we continue. That's our new shield that we kind of unveiled this past year. Every year we change our mantra. It's one school, one goal, succeed. That's what we teach our kids. You know, on the shield there, on the top left, it's providing a world-class education. It's part of our mission. That's what we want to provide. And then to the right side of that, our credo is be safe, be respectful, be responsible. So if you go over to the right on the top, it's be safe. Go back to the bottom, be respectful, and be responsible. And once a wildcat, always a wildcat. We really pride ourselves and the kids that leave and that come to us, and once they're with us, they're always with us. The one thing I'd like to say here is, you know, you guys have brought us a long time. You know, the school was back, it's 1999. 1999, Edison Learning was a management company here. They're the one that took over. I believe they petitioned Fresno Unified. They didn't approve them. They came to you guys. You guys authorized them. Not sure who the superintendent was at the time, but when I came aboard, it was Larry Powell and Jim Gamino and now Shoko. So we brought the charter petition in 2014 to 19, and then COVID happened, and we got some extensions. So we ended up giving our last renewal that we brought to you guys was in 2019, and then with COVID, we got an extension that expires now 27. So we have been educating students in Southwest now for 27 years. And, so the things that we offer that kind of make this place stand out is we offer a full day kindergarten. We're not minimum day stuff. It's full day or TK. And it's a long day for those little guys. You know, some of you guys are coming to us in August and 3 years old because if they turn 4, so they're coming. We start in August. They're coming to us in 3 years old. We have a before and after school program that's been in existence. Support from the county. That's a 6 to 6. And if you don't think there's kids at 6 o'clock in the morning, they can drive over there one day and go to the cafeteria. There's a need for it. Field trips, we take, every grade level has the opportunity to take this field trip. And our 6th grade camp goes to Sonora. We do offer through Fresno Unified, run their sports program. It allows us to participate in all their sports programs. We have a local bus transportation for our students through Southwest. We offer attendance incentives. We've done things like Census Day. Let's beat the record. We didn't tell them what the record was. Let's beat the record. This day, October 3rd, beat the record. And we promoted that. And our record was we had 5 days absence one day. I mean, that's we were trying to beat that. Have less than 5 days, 5 students absent per day in a day. And we did. We had 3 kids absent on that day. This week we took our kids to John's Incredible. I always mess it up. I'll call it Incredible John's, but John's Incredible Pizza. And we took 4 busloads of kids, over 200 plus kids that have had good attendance, perfect attendance, or less than 1 day. We give them 1 day, but if they've had perfect attendance since the beginning, we do it on the whiteboard. So we restart all over again. And you can see those kids there. If you ever go to any of our social media pages, you'll see a lot of pictures of our kids celebrating that because it is important. That's how we're one of the ways we're tackling the chronic absenteeism. And this year, our attendance has been about 96, 97. Some days we're at 99%. So the message is out to parents that it's important for them to bring their kids to school, and it's been helpful. We do our academic and mental health support. We have a full-time counselor. And one of our things, beyond our teachers, FTEs, we hire 3 other teachers, a PE teacher. We're doing computer science. We used to do music, but that kind of didn't. Once our teacher retired, it was hard to fill that. So we shifted to computer science. We have a computer science teacher. And these teachers are credentialed in their area. And every day, call it specials, every day the students rotate to PE, computer science part. So one day they go, the next day they go, and it starts a cycle and it just continues. It's been a big incentive for people to bring their kids to our school. You see, talked about the enrollment. That's kind of enrollment. And I said, we're really trying to work on that by doing a lot of activities. We did a trunk or treat community event to get parents that live in the neighborhood to see the stuff they're doing. We're going to different events, passing out flyers. Pastor Kreiner, you all know him. At his church, he's always promoting it at his church. So somebody goes to do it at our show, and take some flyers and just put them out there. So we're trying to do that. Of course, we're trying to also make sure that we continue to just reach out to parents, and they come back. Nobody, grandpa, his kids that he had are bringing their kids back, to our school. And that's what the food has been generational. They bring their kids back, and that's always nice to see. Some of our accomplishments we're proud of, and then you guys have gone under federal program monitoring. We had 0 findings. That's like awesome. I've been a principal for 40 years. This is my 41st year. I came from the Salinas Valley. I was a middle school, elementary principal, high school, and I was there for, like I said, I'm here 15 years. You guys did the math. I've been 10 years as a teacher, and the rest has been as administrator. And I've been through federal program monitoring, and we've never had 0 findings. And it's a lot of thanks to these 2 guys who did a lot of the work when they came to audit us and having everything ready for me. Our attendance rate, as like I said, improved to 96. Improvement in chronic absenteeism, it's even better this year than it was last year. Our audit reports, I guess she was an auditor before, 0 findings, and that's multiple years in a row. They do those, and you guys that deal with finance know how difficult that is if you're not spending the money correctly. And my last point, one of my points here is last year's 3rd grade class, our current 4th graders, when they went into 3rd grade, they were the first kids past COVID that had a full day kinder. And they probably been teaching kinder, 1st and 2nd, and 3rd grade without being any of this hybrid stuff, Zoom teaching and all that stuff. They were the first group. We were hoping that their proficiency numbers got back to pre-COVID, and they did. So we're hoping that we'll continue that trend, them going to 3rd or 4th or 4th grade this year. That'll continue, and we'll, as we keep going, it's like COVID took us 5 years. It'll probably take us 5 years to get to the power. And like I said, our goals, it just continues to be increase our enrollment, boost our academic achievement, remain fiscally sound, and improve our chronic absence. And you've seen the little gas gauge dashboards, and then Dr. Hunt alluded to them. Those are important for us. Like I said, these are my superheroes. I rely on them to help us continue our mission. And I just want to thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to come before you before we bring our petition, so you can know us a little bit. Because I said, some of you guys are new faces for the last time I was here. Do you have any questions for us? If I can't answer, I want to lean on that. Any questions?
I don't have any questions, but this is a little different than the other present. We can talk because we just started this, doing this. We're having we come here. First of all, back in I was Dr. Mia's that started this thing, and because I came in 2000, and you were just started. And anyway, but you made some big jumps here, big jumps. Your suspension rate amongst the African American is, I mean, you really improved there. Student disabilities went to 0. And I mean, that's, and this, I like the dashboard. When it first came out, it was kind of confusing, but once you kind of get the hang of it, it flows a lot better. And I've seen you made, as far as the aptitudes, but the math and the English language, you've made some bunch of jumps in almost every category. So, especially math. So anyway, I'm impressed.
For COVID, Carl used to rank us in the county. We were always top 20 of the whole county.
How's your reserves doing? You're the accountant. It doesn't show that on here. That's percent wise. 145%. So you could go. Criminy sakes, you could go a year and a half.
Yeah.
On float. Oh, is there a reason why you save? Charter schools seem to be saving a lot of money compared to other districts. I don't know why, but is there a reason?
It's not for lack of time. Have lots of expenditures. We just have because of our high percentage balance that are we have a large additional funding for that. We manage our people that provide, so we're not skipping on salaries. We have a very elaborate after-school program and a lot of those things. It's just, there was times when there was excess, and
Yeah, and so you haven't dipped in and spent it.
If we're there now, this year.
Okay. So you'll be dipping into it. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, thank goodness you haven't. Yeah.
All right. I just want to say, thank you. Thank you so much for coming. I really value this as our first update, that instead of waiting until, D-Day, we have a chance to learn about how you're doing, and likewise for you to share with us how you're doing. And it sounds to me like the message is very, very positive. Thank you for so much.
And then 16 self-proof, a lot of good things happening. You'll see our kids, our substitutes that come in, they love coming to our school. They said these kids are well behaved. And once you get there, Dr. Topher went and spoke at our Red Ribbon rally and test you there several times. It's a great school. Like Carl said, no one leaves. For 23 years. That kept me 15 students. Any other questions?
And I've heard you've had a strong baseball team over the last couple of years. Happen to know somebody who's related to somebody.
I just want to say thank you so much. I live in the community, and thank you for keeping the legacy alive and the quality and the education. I see your improvements. Thank you very much for all the yellows. We like those, and orange, but we want to get to some blues. I see some blues. Thank you. And your enrollment now is 337. That's a pretty good number. Before the pandemic, what was your enrollment numbers? Yes, I thought that. All right, well, you all are doing great. Thank you very much. And I see bus number 1 going by all the time. Thank you for your service. We appreciate you.
Yeah, and Dr. Clyde mentioned that the new dashboard, it takes some getting used to, and the initial confusion of yellow means meeting standard.
Yeah,
that's an odd thing for me. And distance from standard being a negative number, I don't know, elementary school taught me a negative number meant bad, but all the numbers are negative numbers. So getting used to that, but once you kind of understand it, it gets a little bit easier. But understanding that yellow is meeting standard, the negative meaning distance from standard. So as people become more familiar with it, I think it gets a little bit easier. I agree with Dr. Clyde.
To the synopsis of the dashboard for the color so that I could read it in that form. That's great.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, moving ahead to our educational innovation and support, item 2, Ms. Ketty Davis.
Thank you, Board President, Dr. Masamoto, and trustees, and executive cabinet. I am here to be the reporter for you for the Williamsburg reports. That's one of the things we're going to help out on the team. So good to see you a little more often. Attached to this item, you'll see that the Williamsburg report for second quarter has no deficiencies. Okay. All right.
Great. Any questions?
All right. No, thank you very much.
Thank you for the update. Okay, moving on to action items, facilities and operations, J1, Mr. Becker. Item is authorized soliciting bids for construction of special ed classroom addition at Carruthers Elementary.
Thank you. Mr. Masamoto, members, Superintendent Cover. As President Masamoto read, this is requesting authorization to proceed with bidding for the special education classroom at Carruthers Elementary School, project number C2025-13. As well as to designate the superintendent or her designee to adopt the final plans and specifications. We received our final plan approval from the Division of State Architect on Christmas Eve and have those in hand. So we're excited about that and ready to move forward with the bidding process. Just as a refresher, this is a integrated special education classroom at Carruthers Elementary School, a single 1,400 square foot building that contains both classroom, bathroom, a little kitchenette, as well as an intervention or pull-out space for staff. The estimated architect's estimate for this project, we expect bids to come in around $936,000. And when you include the soft costs of architect fees, inspections, et cetera, brings the total project cost to $1.1 million. That is our target. That's our budget number. So we will come back to you, should you authorize going to bid, we'll come back to you at the February board meeting with the results of the bidding and seek your approval to award a contract, assuming we receive satisfactory bids. So with that, I will be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Question I have is, what's the source of funding for this?
This is upfront funded by the special education program. Fraser has offered to fund that, and we are also going to seek state bond funding because it is a qualifying project and would expect to receive back from the state in a number of years, probably a 3-year time frame, money back, probably around $400,000 to $500,000 back. Replenish.
Where is that?
No, go ahead.
Where is that state funding status? Not with us, but in general. I mean, has all the money been spent on the last bond or committed?
So, off the top of my head with numbers for you, thank you for the question. It's a great question, actually, and something that we keep our eyes on. For the new construction program, which this is a part of, the state still has remaining bond authority from Proposition 2, which was the November 2024 bond that was passed by the voters of California. So this project is within that bond authority. So when we submit our application, the 3-year wait period is basically the processing time for the state to work through their list of projects they've received. And the state is selling about $1.5 billion of bonds per year. They're kind of metering the flow of bond money, which is in the past 10 years a new thing that used to go out pretty quickly. So that's why the time frame or the delay between submitting an application now and having to wait 3 years to receive money back.
So it takes some time to process through to make sure it's an okayed project. But in the meantime, they don't sell the bonds until increments as they comes up and they need them, correct?
Well,
so they don't have to pay the interest on the money when the money's just sitting there because the stuff's going through the process. Is that right?
There's some nuance to it in that the state has a workload list of projects that have already been submitted to them in the billions of dollars. There isn't enough state bond money to fund all of those. If they sold all the bonds today and they had staffing to review everything today, that bond money could be out the door and on the street tomorrow. But the state is choosing to proceed slowly. They're choosing to only sell $1.5 billion per year.
Well, that makes sense, because if they only have limited staff to get through the approval process on the projects, there's no sense in selling the bonds early and have to pay interest on that money when they can't disperse it.
We have seen and we advocate for the Office of Public School Construction to move faster. They've historically shown prior to 2016 the ability to process $2.5 to $3 billion a year.
Oh.
Of course, staffing has shrunk. They're hiring staff now, but that has been a directive of the administration to target that $1.5 billion level. So they're kind of working at the pace to meet that.
Right.
Right. Independent of the demand of districts submitting projects.
Right. So they tailor their bond sales to what their staff level is, basically.
Essentially, yes. Essentially, that is what you're saying.
All right. That makes sense. I mean, that's business.
Any other questions? Is there a motion to approve?
Is this a brand new classroom or are we replacing existing classroom we've
This is a brand
replaced?
new classroom.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's stick built. We have a long history of doing modular portable buildings in this instance. The delta between the cost of a relocatable and the stick building is not that great. So.
Stick built, meaning permanent?
Meaning permanent. That's right.
That's the lingo.
Ground up construction.
Yeah, these modules were hitting $1 million.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so.
Madam President, it's fun to say Madam President. I never said it ever to Dr. Clyde. So, If I could just underscore the fact that I appreciate so much that Jeff and Trina met the moment when Superintendent Hirschkorn said, "Would you please consider a permanent building?" That was, we had been in a mode to do modulars, and frankly, we had a little bit of a pattern and an ease with doing so. We had to really pause and just put a little more effort into producing this, as Jeff calls it, the stick building. And we wanted to meet the request of our superintendent because this balance, this delicate balance of working well with, we have 80 classrooms that we share with superintendents in our Fresno County schools, and it's based on a lot of trust and respect and a lot of cooperation. And so being able to meet the Superintendent Hirschkorn's request, which threw us for just a moment, but we came back with a yes, we'll figure this out. And again, just really pleased that they are putting the effort that they did. Our team is doing that to meet the moment with
And the life of a stick building should be a lot superior to the modular. They what?
Superintendent's funding.
Of Carruthers? Oh, in itself, okay.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that, Trina.
No, that's good.
Any further questions? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Member Clyde, second by Member Burton. Roll call, please.
President Masamoto?
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott Munson? Yes. Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Clyde?
Yes.
Member Robles?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Next item, same person. Authorized soliciting bids or construction of a playground improvement at Monte Vista, Raymaker, and Sutherland, project C2026-18. Mr. Becker.
Thank you again, Dr. Masamoto. Just as with the previous action, we are seeking authorization from the board to solicit bids for the playground project. This project is to do renovations at our 3 special education centers, Raymaker, Monte Vista, and Sutherland. And it's been something that's long overdue that we've been wanting to see happen for a long time. And again, thanks to Trina Fraser for coming forward with some resources so that we can move this forward, as well as Dr. Kofer for contributing a little bit more so that we can get an equitable project across these 3 school sites. In designing this project, we had to make some difficult choices to keep it within budget. And those guiding principles were that each site needed a new play structure. Each site needed to have adequate fall protection on the surfacing, the absorbing surfaces to attenuate falls, as well as to have some shade for kids. So we looked at each site. And I guess the fourth was to make sure that they all had swing sets, because it's one of these kids' favorite things. I learned about vestibular stimulation during this project.
Yeah.
So those were our guiding principles. We looked at each site, what we needed to do to give them those items. Certainly, we'd love to have enough to put in, the most fabulous playground that you've ever envisioned. But we think that we've hit a really nice tone, getting them on equal footing and providing good play opportunities for our kids. So a little bit about the budget for this project. $952,000 is the architect's estimate. I squeezed it down. We'll see what the bids come in at should you authorize this. $750,000 of that is coming from Trina Fraser's program from the superintendents. And then the balance of the project is coming from our deferred maintenance funds that Dr. authorized us to use. So happy to answer any questions regarding this project.
That was Superintendent Selpa again? Okay.
I have a question. When it talks about inclusive merry-go-round, what does that mean?
Yeah, thank you for asking that. So the vestibular stimulation, it's like that motion. So it is it's a merry-go-round that is at grade level that you can roll a wheelchair onto, as well as has a couple of benches. So any kid can use it. So child in a wheelchair can get on that, child that's ambulatory can get on it. It's all inclusive.
Awesome. I think one of the things that I really enjoyed seeing when I was first working in city council was the park, Inspiration Park, that has all these different amenities for our, in need community. Is that something that we explore when we have like these opportunities to upgrade playgrounds where we can make it more accessible to like, with ADA?
Yes, absolutely. And actually, we visited that playground and exploring what we'd like to do, we can do with projects that we have. So in addition to the inclusive merry-go-round, we've designed all of the structures so that student in a wheelchair has opportunity to get up on that structure, as well as having, some of our students may use a wheelchair, but they also may have some ability to get out of that wheelchair and with proper equipment, be able to move around independently. And so we have what we term transfer stations, where it's easy for them to transfer from a wheelchair onto the structure or get from the wheelchair onto the slide and slide back down. So we have incorporated that. I think that was a very important goal.
And what about expanding upon like other students' like special abilities and like making, like being innovative and like seeing what other areas have in terms of like play amenities? And I mean, like, how they do like the drum things that are like accessible for certain
Yes, and we had the pleasure of working with a consultant that helped us evaluate all of the different types of play. Some of them are more physical, like breaking, the monkey bars. Some are the musical. We have a little bongo thing that mounts on the side of one of the slides. So we did look at all those components of how kids play and what would make a complete play environment for as many kids as we could at these sites.
Thank you.
Of course.
So when you have your rendering, can you bring that back to us so we can take a look?
I do have renderings. I will get that to share.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
You got some work on that. Good for you.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by member Clyde, second by member Scott Munson. Roll call, please.
President Masumoto?
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott Munson?
Yes.
Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Clyde?
Yes.
Member Robles?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, moving on to instructional division. Dr. Lyra, item 3, consider approval, right?
Yes.
Yep. Consider approval of the Alternative Education Department School Accountability Report Card for 24-25.
Yes, thank you, President Matsumoto and members of the board and Dr. Kofer. Under provisions of Proposition 98, schools in California are required to prepare annual school accountability report cards. You will listen to 2 report cards today on behalf of Mr. Hammond here, and these report cards are to inform the local school community about conditions and progress being made in our schools. He will present on behalf of Worsley School, serving minors in Fresno County residential institutions, and VHEA as well. And this information will also be posted on the FCSS website. When you're ready, Mr. Hammond, thank you.
Good afternoon, Board President Dr. Matsumoto, trustees, Superintendent Kofer, and Executive Cabinet. My name is Joe Hammond, Director of FCSS Alternative Education. I'm here to recommend the 24-25 School Accountability Report Cards for the VHEA in Worsley, published this school year for approval. Like Dr. Lyra said, the School Accountability Report Card is a California mandated annual report that provides families and community members with clear, transparent information about a school's performance, programs, and resources. It is designed to help educational partners understand how a school is serving students academically, socially, and operationally. The SARC includes information on school demographics and missions, student achievement and state assessment results, graduation, college, and career readiness, school climate and safety, teacher qualifications, credentials, curriculum and instruction materials, class sizes, school facilities, and fiscal resources. Alice M. Worsley School has shown a steady improvement in student outcomes over the past 3 years, including an increase in graduation rates and corresponding decrease in dropout rates. The school continues to support a highly mobile, high-need student population through credentialed staff, safe and well-maintained facilities, and targeted academic and behavioral intervention classes. A strong focus on student re-engagement, credit recovery, and a consistent access to instructional materials has contributed to these positive trends. Over the past 3 years, Violet Hines Education Academy has demonstrated progress in improving graduation rates while reducing dropout rates. reflecting the impact of personalized instruction and intensive student supports. Small class sizes, credential teaching, and a strong emphasis on social emotional learning and attendance have helped create a structured environment where students are better supported in staying engaged and completing their academic goals. Just a few highlights and implementations. The implementation of career tech education courses and certifications, and that's rolled over almost officially to VHEA this year. A new art class, after school program in collaboration with our community schools staff for programs like robotics, young entrepreneurs program, credit recovery, athletics and welding, dual enrollment opportunities, as well as full-time college enrollment opportunities. And then really just a utilization of collaborative partners on campus, such as substance abuse counseling, anger management, mental health support and services, probation supports, and they've all really helped student success for alternative education for FCSS. Are there any questions?
Questions, board?
Just a compliment. That was a
Great
wonderful
job.
report. A lot of
Yes.
important information in the tightest, most succinct way. Thank you, sir. Great job.
No,
I just want to make a comment that I'm really happy to see that our teachers, the percentage of teachers that are out of field or inappropriately assigned according to their credential has been going down. So we've had more highly qualified
Yeah,
teachers,
our most
which is,
recent teachers that have been hired are single subject credential teachers.
and I just think that's fantastic. I want to acknowledge you for that.
In fact, I think it's doing better than most school districts. The rate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this rate's getting better.
We understand the need for our single subject credential teachers to do those specific academic or in the academic areas.
A lot of the schools, they have a long list of kids, people that are out of subject.
I continue to be bothered by the fact that our students in these types of programs are compared test score wise with the general population. Just seems to me that it would be appropriate to see if we could impact the state system so that it could be apples versus apples and not, that we're comparing ourselves to other court school students in other parts of the state, not to the general population and to our community schools.
There's a lot.
It's a personal comment, but
It's understood by many alternative education groups. There's a lot of work with our state level groups that represent our state to look at things like the dashboard, especially the academic side of things, as well as graduation rates and looking at the, possibly bringing back a 1-year cohort for graduation rate. Because we understand that it's not really apples to apples when it comes to comparing the industry. So
I think there was a way to compare, like the central 5 counties, wasn't there some sort of communication between, juvenile classes, Worsley type schools?
Across the state?
No, mostly across the valley.
We are able to compare ourselves to other alternatives.
I thought there was, because this has come up before, and I thought that there was some action to put that together.
There's the dashboard, which is the 1-year cohort dashboard that we also look at. And usually our numbers are somewhere in the 60s and 70% as far as graduation rate when we look at our 1-year cohort of students. Those are students that most likely we had for most of their time for that year, whereas the 4-year cohort students, we might have had them just for a while, they left, and now they're a part of the cohort. So there is that information. It's available, but it's not presented on the main dashboard.
Right.
Which is too bad, which is what she was talking about.
Yeah. We still utilize that
But it is there, but it's not on the state dashboard.
And we look at it on a.
And it's not required to be reported, and this is what's required to be reported. And so that's just my feeling, but thank you so much.
For mine, it's really the career technical education. I mean, I think enrollment of 31 students and total enrollment of 76 reflected here of grades 7 through 12. I don't know if 7th graders are in CTE classes.
Not quite, not 7th graders yet.
So if that's reflective of 9th through 12th graders, that's a pretty overwhelming number of students that, not every kid says, sign me up for CTE, but outreach of your staff of encouraging students to apply in career technical education classes and encouraging them that this is an item that's worthwhile. I think for that to be accomplished with this student population, any high school anywhere in Central California or anywhere in our state, if they could probably say 50% of our students are enrolled in a career technical education course, period, just one, we would have a vastly different outlook on education in our state. So congratulations on that, of encouraging these students, them seeing the value of CTE classes.
Just a quick plug, our BHEA our goal is February 1, but we have equipment purchased and almost delivered and kind of an outdoor welding shop that we've utilized some space outside. And so we should have an after-school program that will, at this point, it's enough for 6 students for after school. And that's asking students to stay roughly 3 to 4 hours after school. Not that full time's not for welding, but probably a good hour to 2 hours of time after school. It keeps them on campus. And Mr. Berrigan, our welding teacher at Worsley, will be heading that off for after school program for students. So we hope to have a few more within the whole program that will hopefully eventually get certifications.
Awesome.
But when you're doing that, is that a covered area?
It will be. It will be like a temporary covered area.
Well, maybe we can make it permanent once something else sells. We'll talk about that later.
Thank you. You're doing a fantastic job. I'm happy to hear about the welding pathway that you're going to be introducing with certification. And I think that's the way we need to glean pathways, excellent common pathways. You're doing a fantastic job. Thank you.
No other comments or questions? Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Tapscott Munson, second by trustee Clyde. Roll call vote, please.
President Matsumoto?
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott Munson?
Yes.
Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Clyde?
Yes.
Member Rowland?
Yes.
Thank you. Great. And the next item is consider approval of Special Education Department School Accountability Report Card for 24-25.
So next, Chris Borges.
Good afternoon. Can you see me and hear me? Good afternoon, President Matsumoto, members of the board, Dr. Cooper, and others, including our Special Education Director, Christy Vieira, who's joined me in the back there. It's good to be here again, this time to seek approval of the 2024-2025 School Accountability Report for our Fresno County Special Education. The Special Education Department is currently serving more than 600 students with moderate to severe disabilities or extensive support needs on behalf of the 29 school districts that are in our special education local plan area. Students with extensive support needs comprise about 1% of all students with disabilities. We pride ourselves in the unique expertise of our teachers that are providing education to this really small group of students. I am excited to share with you that more than 80% of our teachers are highly qualified, with only 4 last year teaching on a permit or a waiver. Additionally, we ended the year last year with 0 teacher vacancies out of 79 classrooms this year.
Fantastic.
And not only is that just remarkable in the grand scope of things, but for special education, that's particularly. Our facilities are well maintained, whether we own the space or we lease it from the school district. Last year, we worked with our facilities department to replace several portables, upgrade our HVAC systems, and install outdoor learning centers. Our schools are safer than ever due to upgraded cameras, visitor sign-in systems, and relationships we've established with our local law enforcement. Academically, our students maintained in mathematics, English learner progress, and college and career readiness. We did see about a 4.8% decline in English language arts, which was consistent with statewide performance for students with disabilities. We're in year 2 of a course of study for students with extensive support needs, and our current sophomores that we are educating will be our first class in 2028 to graduate with a diploma based on an alternate pathway. So we're very excited about that. Our high school and ATP students have more opportunities than ever to gain transition work-based experience. Last year, 133 students received those exploration services, and 69 of our students received paid work experience through our relationship with the Department of Rehabilitation. And we're very proud, not only have we increased the number of businesses where students work, but they now have varied experiences throughout multiple industries outside of the restaurant industry as well. Our opportunities for parent involvement are strong, and we're most proud of the American Sign Language course that our deaf and hard of hearing staff has been providing to parents in that program. Our commitment to staff professional development is also strong. In collaboration with our labor partners, particularly our relationship with CTA, we emphasized this year positive strategies for de-escalating behavior, and we're going to continue that partnership into next year. That's proven to be very beneficial when I can stand there with our union vice president and present the information together. That's been very valuable. Lastly, I'd like to loudly celebrate our excellent progress in the area of chronic absenteeism. We've decreased the rate in the past 3 years in a row. We went from 81.6 right after COVID to a low of 48.9 on the dashboard. I do feel like we've hit a little wall, and I'm a little nervous about next year, but we're going to keep at our efforts to get that even lower. Our students are medically fragile. We have foggy days. I have lots of excuses I could throw at you, but please know I'm working really hard to try to get that back down. And finally, I'm looking forward to returning back to see you in June when I present our goals for the SIPSA, and we'll continue our goals in the areas of reducing chronic absenteeism and improving our student achievement. Do you have any questions that I can answer for you?
Anyone?
That was a lot and fantastic. Very busy and accomplished. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
This is very thorough.
Yes.
You didn't miss anything on here. Yeah.
Indeed. Good shape.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion by trustee Robles, second by trustee Tapscott.
No, that was Brian.
It was? I'm sorry.
Okay.
My ears are weird. Okay. By trustee Burton. Roll call vote, please.
President Masamoto?
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott Munson?
Yes.
Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Klein?
Yes.
Member Robles?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, Superintendent Kofer, we're on to consider adoption of Resolution 2601, observing February as Black History Month.
Yes, bringing this back again this year. Americans of Black descent helped develop our nation in countless ways, those recognized and unrecognized and unrecorded. And the contributions of Black American citizens as scientists, inventors, educators, farmers, homemakers, and explorers of earth and sky have been recognized annual during the Black History Month. Black American citizens have participated in every American effort to secure, protect, and maintain the essence and substance of American democracy, which is recognized in California Ed Code Section 37221. We invite you to join us in administration to recognize the month of February 2026 as Black History Month and encourage all educational communities to commemorate this occasion with appropriate and meaningful activities, and encourage all districts to participate with appropriate activities and curriculum on this day and throughout the year.
So moved.
Okay, thank you, Superintendent Kofer. I've got a motion from trustee Tapscott Munson. Is there a second?
Second.
I assume the motion is to approve.
Indeed,
right?
yes, it is.
The
Motion
second
to
is
approve.
by
Indeed.
trustee Robles. Roll call vote, please.
President Masamoto?
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott Munson?
Yes.
Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Clyde?
Yes.
Member Robles?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Superintendent Kofer, consider adoption of FCBE Resolution 2602, recognizing February 19th as Day of Remembrance, Japanese American Evacuation.
Recognizing February 19th as Day of Remembrance, Japanese American Evacuation encourages schools to discuss the evacuation, exclusion, and incarceration of approximately 120 100,000 United States citizens and permanent United States residents of Japanese ancestry during World War II as fundamental violations of basic civil liberties and human rights. The California State Board of Education requires the provision of curriculum discussing the constitutional issues relating to and the impact of this issue. The administration recommends the board join the County Superintendent of Schools to adopt Resolution 2025-02, recognizing February 19th as Day of Remembrance, Japanese American Evacuation.
Thank you, Superintendent Copeland. I'd like to move approval.
I'll second that.
Motion by myself and second by Trustee Clyde.
And just a little bit on the remembrance on that. I don't know why I just thought of this, but in the age group of my parents, they remembered that day. And watching their friends have to clean out their lockers at school and leave. And everybody was crying. That was a tough thing to witness as kids, as high school kids and elementary level kids, cleaning out their desks. Yeah.
I don't want to report
forget
that my
that.
in-laws who have both passed away were some of those high school kids that were evacuated.
And we can't let people forget that.
Forget our history.
Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
President Matsumoto?
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott-Munson?
Yes.
Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Clyde?
Yes.
Member Robles?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you so much. Okay, moving on to, there's no closed session items. Moving on to trustee activities. Are there travel requests?
Yes, I have one. I'd like to invite you to join us at CAPC for our Liberating Black Excellence, ED. And that will be taking place on July 12th. And I'd like to request and invite everyone as well to attend. This is a highly coveted conference. We keep the conferences at a cap of no more than 330 so that we're providing a excellent content conference. And it will be July 12th through the 15th at the Mirage Resort and Spa in Napa. And we sell out from the East Coast, shall I say. East Coast is highly coveted. They normally book before those of us that are local. And so then there's competition for your room. So I would like to extend an invitation and ask a request for my attendance on July 12th through the 15th at the CAPC 6th Annual Institute Liberating Black Excellence. Thank you.
Any, I know that Angela is compiling a list of all of them, because this runs into next fiscal year. I know that Angela is compiling a list of the events for the year. And I know, and I'm expecting that we're going to be talking about that next month. I'm curious if Trustee Tapscott-Munson, if we could hold on approving that request till next month so we can see the whole list of events that everyone wants to attend.
That's fine.
Would
Whatever
that be?
you would like to do, Madam President.
Okay, so I'd like to table that for your request.
Yeah, I think.
For our next.
Angela, did you want to say something? I think we were trying to do it early, but it's okay.
February. I hope February.
May I ask, when are the hotel rooms open?
They're open now.
No.
Oh, is that an issue then?
Yes.
And you have attended this?
Yes, I go annually. And the last one in Carlsbad, I self-funded to attend.
I can go either way. If you would like to, if this board would prefer to.
What kind of cost do you anticipate?
It's an annual conference, I think.
Yeah, no, but what kind of cost?
We can't access it yet. It's
I think they're trying to do a blanket so they can make reservations for our hotels and events when we know that we're going to these conferences annually. So that we can be in the host hotel instead of being 15 minutes away. Have any
So I
travel so
think
that
since it's the first one of the year, and then we can meet out and talk about kind of like planning out the rest of the year. Because yeah, definitely we don't want our vice chair to miss this one. So if it's an annual thing, and then we kind of take that into consideration as we evaluate the rest of the year.
We could do that.
Yeah, okay.
Because I don't have interest in going to this one.
Okay. Are there any other, do we need to vote on these separately? If there are other requests, other travel requests, or can we lump them together? Okay. I also wanted to request to attend the regional ACCBE conference in
February 20th
February.
and 21st.
In Modesto.
I want to go to that one as well.
So myself and Tab
the rep.
Scott Munson and Burton. Are either of you interested in going? Because there's, you know, there's a sort of a sliding scale, 99 for one, 79 for the next, and and then 59 for the third. It's the cost of the conference. That does not include transportation and housing.
No, I think 3 out of 5 is good coverage.
Are there other travel requests? Okay, is there a motion to approve those 4 requests? The CAPC one for trustee Tapscott Munson and the 3 for the regional move.
Second.
Okay, motion made by trustee Clyde, seconded by trustee Robles. Roll call vote, please.
President Matsumoto?
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott Munson?
Yes.
Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Klein?
Yes.
Member Robles?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you so much. Any travel expenses and reimbursements? There is, the mileage request or documentation is in your folder. It looks like a total of $270.20. Would be for all mileage reimbursement. Is there a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Second, just that.
Motion made by member Clyde, second by Tapscott Munson. Roll call vote, please.
President Matsumoto?
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott Munson?
Yes.
Member Burton?
Yes.
Member Clyde?
Yes.
Member Robles?
Yes.
Real quick question. I don't know if I've asked this before. Kevin, is there a way to automatic deposit this stuff, like the little stipends we get to?
Our funds are kept in the county of Fresno.
Yeah.
So, and then it goes to Bank of, or the BMO now, it used to be Bank of the West. So we're trying to figure out how to do that, but it's not as easy as you think. Well, we'll hopefully get there.
I've been asking 2 or 3 times. I didn't think it was easy, but I'm
No, it's
persistingly ask, and maybe I can figure it out.
There are companies that offer it, but they charge a fee.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
And so we've shied away from those. It's almost like a prepaid debit card, so to speak. So we shied away from those. So
Okay.
unfortunately, it's in all the districts in the county don't have that ability yet.
Because I've seen,
Anytime we do a wire transfer, they charge us $10 per wire transfer still.
Really?
So, yeah,
because I've seen some of these come through $7 or $8. But
I realize that.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
We already did.
Oh, we did? Hello. That was afterwards. You're right. Usually there's discussion before the vote. Okay, all right, my bad. Thank you. Any correspondence to report?
Happy New Year, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you. Comments by board members. Who'd like to begin? Member Burton, would you like to begin? Any comments?
Sure. Got a lot of items coming up. Hope to see everybody out at the garlanding ceremony tomorrow. And many of the celebrations that will come as we enter kind of the latter half of the school year.
Happy Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King week of celebrations and events. We'll be at the bus tomorrow at 11:30, and all are invited to attend for the garlanding ceremony, the peace garlanding ceremony. I look forward to it every year. It brings us all together to set the phase for the events to come this weekend. So I hope you all will be out attending. There's 2 different calendars. If you'd like to see it, I can text it to you. And it's on my Facebook page, and thank you.
Thank you.
I want to thank my
birthday.
for my birthday.
Happy birthday,
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
yeah, that's cute. That's it.
That's it? Okay. Reverend Robles. Okay. And I just wanted to thank those of you that did respond to the survey for our potential board retreat. Did you have a chance to look at the dates?
I'm open.
You're open?
Yeah. I did look and I didn't care.
So it looks like the number one choice that everybody then could attend would be February 12th from 3 to 7 p.m.
That's for your birthday.
So
It's a Thursday, I think.
it's I don't know, what day is it?
Is it?
Is that a Tuesday or a Thursday? I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's a-
February 12th is
So if you put that on your
a
calendar.
Thursday.
We have asked Mr. Cedarquist if he would help facilitate that. And if you've been wondering who the good-looking gentleman in the back of the room is, this is Eric Cedarquist. Not to be confused with Delbert Cedarquist, but related.
He's so good looking, we had to put a guard on him.
Anyhow, so my understanding is that he's willing to help facilitate that retreat for us. I'm particularly looking forward to having dialogue about priorities and goals for the year, and also about meetings, what changes we might need to consider and incorporate into our meeting process. Are there any other items that you all would like to address at that retreat?
Can we do like a survey or something, and then we can input it, like submit it to maybe Angela of topics we have? Because I wouldn't know right now.
Okay, so how about within the next week
Yeah,
to provide input?
Both coming up.
Do you want
You can
options
literally have a comment box
and just set
suggested topics. and
Okay,
I can-
sure. Right, I'm saying that we can do that. We'll do that.
Yeah.
It could be done in the next week because we've got conversations to be had and work to do in terms of organizing that.
Do we have time?
3 to 7 p.m. here in room 274 in this building. Okay, right, afternoon, evening. So, great. And this Tuesday is our Trustees Association meeting in Clovis at the Bradley Center. I hope you all can attend if you've RSVP'd or not. Have you received RSVPs from people? Really, that's it.
I did.
Good. Okay.
This coming Tuesday?
It is.
I can now attend.
Okay, all right, that's all.
You do have me, right? Oh, I told you last meeting I was coming.
I have you now.
Okay. Thank you.
That's 4 or 5.
Okay, so
What's in my district?
on to our superintendent's report.
Well, Happy New Year, everyone. And I can't believe we went through the entire meeting without acknowledging that this is Board Appreciation Month. So once again, we appreciate you very much, and it's a real joy to be able to celebrate you.
Gee, I guess I'm the only board member that got a gift during appreciation.
Okay, no, we actually,
My birthday.
we see.
It's separate.
Your birthday's separate.
And thanks to Angela for branding us in a way that makes your gift so beautiful. Once again, we very much appreciate you. And I always appreciate the strong partnerships we have with our school districts. I'm noticing that more of our school districts are pausing to celebrate their board members as well, which is much deserved. And I appreciate so much that I think that was set as an example in the last few years. Appreciate this opportunity to be able to celebrate you. you, and thank you. So don't leave without your gifts. We'll have to chase you down and find you, bring you your gifts. I'd also like to congratulate our two newly seated board members, President Masamoto and Vice President Tap Scott Munson. Just a little bit of a recommitment to what we set out to do every day here in this office. In a nutshell, improve school safety, student achievement, and engage the community. In doing so, we've become a lot more fiscally efficient. We've improved service to our 31 school districts and our charter schools. Today's celebration of charter schools was really a celebration. And I just really appreciate the relationships we have with our school leaders, and that Dr. Hunt does his work with our school leaders so extraordinarily well in the charter world. And so just very, very intentional about our vision and our plan for the future. To that point, we will be updating all of our governing docs. So keep in mind, or by next month, I should be able to give each of you one of the documents that we consider are outward facing for the public to understand who we are and what we're doing and how we're doing it and where we're going from here. Namely, our strategic plan and an update every year. Just note that many folks write a strategic plan and then glance at it on the shelf for 5 years until they revisit it. We are intentional every season to look at what we said we were going to do and monitor ourselves, really self-monitor. So that's being updated. Our annual report will be printed. We have a pro-child advocacy document that tells all of our legislative champions and folks that are making budgetary decisions what we believe is good for kids. We don't want to be shy about that. We want to be intentional. And then we have as well our Cradle to Career document, which is a report to the community as well. That one again is indicative of the fact that we're not doing this work of raising our children in our community alone. We have a civic infrastructure in place that's particularly focused on the important nexus between health and education, and that we're all working in unison to improve outcomes for our students. And then finally, our foundation at FCOE prints an annual report as well. That's our fundraising arm. We are up to almost $30 million of support for schools in the last 15 years. And so all of those documents will be updated and aligned and branded in a way that anybody who wants to know who we are will be able to see that in a glance. In doing so, we recognize that one of our 5 strategic plans goals is to be intentional about internal development, and that really translates to opportunities for our staff. We sort of memorialize that through an employee wellness program and training. And when we realized, when we took a moment to actually lift our head up and say, well, how did we do last year? We realized we did so much outreach in service of developing skills and really making our staff feel safe, warm, welcomed, appreciated, celebrated in our office, that we're producing a mini report as well in that respect. Because what happened is we would post a training opportunity and it would sort of sell out. And it gave us pause to revisit where we've been and what we might choose to do more of in this next year, again, to meet those unique asks and needs of our staff so that they, again, stay, happy working here, healthy working here, and that their wellness is a priority to us. I would be remiss if I did. By the way, do we not have the most amazing people when the need caused? Yes, Dr. Sarah came over. This guy silently he knows when he's needed, and he stepped over there and helped us as well. I actually looked to him because he's becoming so well versed in giving our budget update. I will tell you, 3 years ago, he would say to me, shh, don't tell anybody about the budget because it changes so much between proposal in January and May revise. But what we've learned in our office is we got to be vigilant during those months between then or now, January, and what it might look like in May. We have to keep telling our stories and what we need from our legislative champions. So briefly, you can assess me, Mr. Otto, and tell me how I did and giving a brief overview. In terms of the big picture, the governor's January budget proposes a balanced budget for 26-27, supported by stronger than expected revenues. Significant deficits are projected in future years, beginning in 27 and 28, which is why in the budget you'll see some one-time monies that are intentional relative to what we see could be a deficit in 27, 28. So we're considering this a workload budget, but overall, it was very favorable to education. And in particular, we see things in the budget that we have championed, if you will, in Fresno County. And so we're really pleased. Let me just give again some high overview. Proposition 98, which is the basis of how schools are funded, is funding is estimated at $123.8 billion. The governor again proposes underfunding Prop 98 by $5 billion with the future settle up. This approach reduces short-term risk but creates uncertainty about timing and predictability. So we're keeping an eye on that. But there were major TK through 12 and early education investments. There was ongoing funding with a proposed COLA of 2.41 for LCSF and many education programs, $1 billion ongoing for community schools. I really want to celebrate that one. We built something extraordinary in our county with investment, and we were very concerned that it was just going to go away. And we were working very hard to find sustainability plans. There's some ongoing money, and so that's giving us a moment to, frankly, still look at sustainability, but breathe another year or two, because what's been built is good. It's really, really good in our community schools. We're also looking at $509 million ongoing to fully equalize special education base rates. We are very grateful that Newsom has been intentional about investments in special ed every year in the last few years, and this year is pretty generous to equalize those base rates. Home to school transportation has monies coming, and then the County Office of Education has some money as well, an ongoing increase. They're looking at one-time investments in some professional development block, learning recovery, CTE, and dual enrollment, another very significant programming aspect to how we raise up our kids in Fresno County. CTE, we want every child to graduate with a plan for college, career, or service, and this kind of one-time monies will just allow us to build on and expand opportunities for our students. And I don't need to, I mean, we have 15,000 kids in Fresno County schools utilizing dual enrollment. It's been a huge game changer in the last 10 years. 15,000 kids. That has been changing lives. And then the expansion with CTE, which you're going to see in a slideshow that Kevin's queued up to help me with in just a moment in full display. And then there are some key policy proposals, education governance changes affecting CDE, new charter school accountability requirements, updated DA criteria, which we're tracking. And in fact, because we have a good reputation in that arena, we have become pretty conversant with our friends in Sacramento, because they regularly come back to Dr. Corey Greenlaw and say, how's it going there again? Because we want to replicate that across the state. And then finally, we are looking in February for budget trailer bills, and we'll be intentional about raising our voice during these 3 months of negotiation, if you will. And we want to be paying attention to how the May revise pans out.
We're looking at 2.8 deficit percent, or that came out this morning, something about that.
I don't know about that.
The budget's passed, Kevin?
You thought it was, I thought I read somewhere it was a 2.8, which is not.
Has the budget come in? Didn't he sign the budget?
He proposed.
this
Governor?
That's a proposal. It's not, he's not.
High and the LA low, but I think they're talking about not funding Prop 98 to the full amount, and basically owning that money in a future year, which they've done that in the past.
Right.
To release the
Do
funds.
you think that's where the 2.8 figure might have come from? Or?
I don't know where you got it.
We got an email today from the internet world, there in cyberspace, that gave us the breakdown from the governor that the bill was passed, came through CSBA. And then he stated that a $2.9 billion deficit, but then he did go into Prop 98 and did some more explaining.
Overall statewide budget, but Prop 98, we're in good shape.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. There, if you want to look from like notepad, there's like 10 sheets of paper control graph thing hidden under there.
Oh, yes, yes.
You want to hand one of those out? It's an overview of a budget.
But 2.8 is a far cry from the prior years of, 70 or 50 billion. I mean, that's.
But that talked about the difference in the LAO, governor's office, and talked about the fragileness of what the stock market and the economy is. Trying to remember it off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
We probably should give you one. Yeah, you probably should.
But brownie points for being this prepared with handouts.
Video, the remote video kind of.
You know we're gonna ask about that.
Yeah, and spotlight on education, major governance shakeup. President Coker brought this up. The CD is going to now be under the governor's office and not under the state superintendent, which I don't think the state superintendent do that. But that's, again, what's proposed. This is all, and the new funding for schools, 2.8 billion discretionary block grant, along with the other,
I thought it was a budget negative for 2.8, but then that's such a soft number at this time of the year. Yeah.
They just have to track the revenue that come in for the last half.
But I just thought 2.8, shoot, that's almost flatline. I mean, that's not flatline, but I mean, it's a good call to get it that close in January. Because May's a long time away.
Again, thank you, Deputy Superintendent Otto. We have been putting him on the spot and asking him to help us be really, really ready for budget asks, and he is meeting the moment, so thank you again. Just a reminder, the garland ceremony tomorrow, I don't want you to be surprised. We are going to continue the tradition we started last year where we hand select a student to share my minutes of keynote speech. So we have Kyrie Page from Central Unified, who is remarkably poised and articulate, and she's going to share my few minutes, and you will be once again very, very proud. You might be reminded that Zoe helped us out last year. So a cause for lots of celebration and love tomorrow at the garland ceremony. We also have tonight's award ceremony at 6 o'clock at Veterans Memorial District. Just a moment to share that on Tuesday night at the trustee meeting, I hope you hear from Lynn Ashbeck, who's your keynote, that we've had at least 10 years of relationship building with her in particular and Children's Hospital, because we've recognized for a long time that we have to center health equity in our schools, and who better to do that partnership work with than Valley Children's Hospital. So it's going to be very nice to hear Lynn's perspective on that. And then just looking at the calendar, on February 7th, we'd invite you each and every one of you and your friends, if possible, to help us by being a super quiz proctor. It's a wonderful opportunity to be a part of February 7th. And then I don't know how I got my schedule off, but on February 3rd, Rooted to Rise, formerly known as the African American School Leadership Conference, we will have over 36 high schools represented with students through a very tightly connected Bulldog Bound program. Dr. Saul Jimenez Sandoval, Fresno State President, will be hosting us, and really, really excited. I believe we'll have students providing the same kind of ignites that our staff did for All Staff Day, where our young people talk about what it's like being a student in our school. So intentional about raising and amplifying student voice through that conference. Finally, I just wanted to give you a chance to say that, or to hear what we shared this morning with our superintendents. We meet monthly with our superintendents, and I asked Jenny Breitigam if she wouldn't think about the top 10 services and programs that we shared with our superintendents in this last year. Number one was the CISC. In fact, you know what? I think Diane, I get a lot of airtime. Diane, maybe you could help us with these top 10.
Sure.
They're really fun.
Well, We had a great success conference, and not only did we had a very intense group just from here from California, there were actually people from out of state, and we brought over Mr. Haiti, yes, Mr. Heights, yes, which talked to us a little bit about technology and the use of cell phones and the pros and cons of that. So it was a great time, and our team was full force with the professional development for all educators around California and even out of state. 2 wellness centers across Fresno. We continue to grow. Dr. Kofer has this number off the top of her head, but all 13, right? And there's still conversations in terms of needs, but we are very successful with these wellness centers, serving hundreds of students and thousands of parents, I want to say, because it's not just the parent, I want to say adults and family members. It's a team effort. So sometimes if a student expresses that they have a need and that it needs to be a family effort within the household, remember, we just don't work through the center. The conversations start at the center, and then they push into the home with the family partners. So it has been very successful. Safe School Symposium. Wow. When we talk about Safe School Symposiums, the cyber threats that are happening with our students, with our community, the fights that are starting through some of our social media platforms, and then continuing to have those conversations about some of those outside threats, which are vaping right now. And I know that previously we talked about fentanyl, but Dr. Kofer does a really good job about reaching out to our superintendents, asking for topics that are of interest, and then taking it back to this team. And we partner with our law enforcement. As you see, they're very active and bringing a lot of safety to our districts and community. Blue Ribbon Schools, they continue to shine throughout. Remember, these are our schools with significant growth, and then they go above and beyond. So it's always great to continue to recognize them. We had 3 last year. CTE Design Build. This started as something very small with just about four or five builds here close by. And now we take over the Carruthers Fairground, where we have probably, was it over 150 students? Dr. Kofer, excuse me, I had over 300 students, over 150 adults, and we continue to grow in terms of teams and also the great sportsmanship within our students. Because we all know that when we build something at home or when we work with our family to build something, it's tough, right? We get a little aggravated, so it does teach that great positive sportsmanship and then everything that it takes to be safe and to be successful builders. Community schools, great news. It sounds like community schools funding will continue to reach our 39 school districts across the counties, and not just, our 39 schools across the county, and we have more districts that are continuing to show interest in this, but we are almost at capacity. And remember, this doesn't only support our school programs, but it brings in those layers that kids need. For instance, we have one amazing district in Reedley that has provided a closet for our students that have shoe, clothing, and other needs, any priorities that we possibly need for them to be successful in the classrooms. Count, Play, Explore. Well, we all got to witness that success, right? Some of us got to ring the great golden bell for that.
Thank you.
And again, I continue to highlight the partnership with our community and our parents and our guardians that are at home with our littles. The fact that I sat there and I watched an entire lesson through Zoom and parents were working on fractions. And then I go home to a 4th grader that is working on fractions. Fractions are not easily explained. I should have started with the pizza when he was 3 years old, because now we continue to have those conversations, but we are starting now young here in the county. And in student data improvement, data drives instruction, and we continue to see the great growth. Hopefully some of you follow Dr. Kofer's Data Wednesdays, that she's been sharing a lot of our great data. Our last one was on our African American student population and some of the growth. As there is growth, we continue to be very well aware that there's still areas of need that comes with suspension or attendance, and it goes in waves. Some districts are a little bit stronger in that area. Other districts are still working on it. But we still need to continue to highlight and to cheer on our kiddos for growth, right, overall. And I love how we continue to look at the different student groups and then also our entire county as a whole for all academics. And you and first ever Youth Poet Laureate, if you haven't met Evie, you need to meet Evie. She actually was with us this morning at our superintendent's meeting. And Kevin, I'm going to put you on the spot. There were puddles in his eyes. Her poem about her cultural connection and disconnection with her father is just so touching. And it reminds us of those students that are filling a seat and we're trying to, I'm going to say shove some great academics down their throat, and they're so disconnected because they hold barriers and they hold emotions that come from home. And she is bringing it back to us in her poetry, and it's just beautiful. And 10 CTE dispatch trailer. Wow, this is just so impressive. If you haven't been able to be a part of this dispatch trailer, we're going to have CTE roll it on during a board meeting just so that you can witness what is going on. Imagine calling 911 and you're in the middle of a crisis, whether it's a child not breathing, whether it's a car accident, whatever it is. These kids are on the other end getting to dispatch some of these calls and listening to these calls come in through AI, and it's just so real, and it's such a wonderful opportunity. And it's also teaching them how to strategize, how to communicate, and how to work collaboratively with our law enforcement to partner and to hopefully go into some of these pathways. Dr. Gopher,
you did such a good job, and I put you a little bit on this.
Thank you. That's okay.
That was good. That was good. One thing you can add on the wellness centers, when that thing came to the county, it was 125 million or so over multiple years, but it was scheduled for 10, and we've somehow figured out to go to 13, and that's pretty good. You might want that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Finer. You're right. And really, it's brought in and it's taken away some of that stigma or the negativity about getting those layers of services with our community. And we have hope, and we continue to see our families working more closely in partnership with our educators in regards to some of that home environment and some of those extra supports they need. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Dr. Lira. Thank you, Superintendent Kofer. I'm just going to say the number one, that CIS conference, I've been to a whole lot of education conferences in my life, and that was totally amazing. And I know that the FCSF team was the one that put that together.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyhow, thank you again. Future agenda items, I have on our next meeting, we're going to talk about the overview of travel plans and requests. We talked about the receipt. We're going to the retreat. We're going to ask for your input. Minimally, I would like to see priorities and goals and talking about meetings for this board, and we're open to other input. So, are there other future agenda items that any of you have? Okay. I don't hear any. So our next meeting will be on February 19th. So our retreat is prior to our next meeting. Just remember that. And of course, it's going to be here. Is there a motion to adjourn today's meeting?
I'll second.
Motion by Member Clyde, second by Member Burton. Roll call, please.
President Masumoto.
Yes.
Vice President Tapscott Munson.
Yes.
Member Burton.
Yes.
Member Clyde.
Yes.
Member Robles.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Stephen.
Appreciate
your being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.